Hi Leo, welcome and welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We are talking about May. Crazy, I know. But I hope that April has been and is treating you well. We're going to be working with a different spread this month. I've just kind of been feeling called to switch up the spread, and of course, I know I've said it a million times, but I go where the energy takes me as long as it feels good. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to stick around because it's definitely like larger, and these cards are smaller, so that definitely helps. This is like kind of more pocket size is what they call it, and like this is a regular size card. So if I can reconfigure my setup here, we'll see. If you absolutely hate it, let me know. I hope you don't though, because I love it. So what it is, so I'm going to shuffle the cards 3 times one way, 3 times another way. I'm going to split the deck, and then I'm going to take the top 9 cards. 3 is just my number. So, I mean, if you have a number, you know what I mean. And also comment it below. But we are looking for a message for May 2022 for Leo. Message for Leo. All right. Let's see. The 9 of Cups. I'm laughing because Cancer also had the 9 of Cups. We have the Lovers, Hermit, 3 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Star, Page of Wands, and 3 of Wands. Then we have the 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I just kind of wanted to make sure that everything was in view as much as it can be, at least. So, I mean, I feel like there's definitely a couple different things going on here. We'll talk about all of the things. There does seem to be kind of this overtone of relationship, and I mean, you know, relationship can be anything from, of course, a romantic relationship to platonic friendship to business partnership, right? I mean, it could really be anything. And of course, it would depend on what resonates for you. Now, I am going to just kind of disclaimer because I don't traditionally do love relationship readings. I think there's a lot of amazing love and relationship tarot readers out there, and I leave it to the experts. For me, my concern is always you, like, we focus on you on this channel. Because really, you know, in the words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else, right? So it all begins with the self. Speaking of, we have the 9 of Cups here. And the 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. It is literally the card of wish fulfillment. There's this level of contentment here. Not a care in the world, almost. And when we talk about the nines in the suit cards are about individual completion or individual actualization of the thing. So the 9 of Cups is when we individually feel like our needs are met. Emotionally, we feel fulfilled, content, right? And then when we get to the 10 of Cups, that's when, you know, it kind of broadens and opens up to family and friends and community. So again, right, like you have to be able to kind of feel it and give that energy to yourself before you can open and kind of give that energy to other people. And then we have the Lovers next to that. And the Lovers, of course, face value, it does talk about relationship. But, like when you dig deeper into the Lovers card, it talks about this understanding about the duality of masculine and feminine. It's the yin and yang, right? So it's kind of the coming together of energies in order to kind of balance out a situation. So, of course, there could be somebody in your life that is, like a good counterpart for you. And maybe, that person is coming in, or the opportunity even could be coming in because you've reached this, kind of level of satisfaction within yourself. And then we have the Hermit card here. And the Hermit card, and I probably actually should have sidebar here for a second. There's not necessarily a rhyme or reason to this. So it's almost kind of like bingo. It can go from side to side. It can go diagonally. We're going to talk about these in columns as well. There's definitely a beginning, middle, end type energy going on here also. But my intention is to just kind of course, go through all of the cards because I love that. And then of course, I just want to kind of talk about all of the messages that are kind of being dropped in on me. Okay. So the Hermit card talks about introspection. I love that there's an owl here. So and also even just kind of looking at the similarities between, this girl is kind of sitting here and this girl is sitting here, right? Just kind of the same posture, not necessarily the same energy, but the same posture at least. So there's that. And it's interesting too, that these cards are sandwiching the Lovers. So, the Hermit card talks about, again, introspection. It is this inner journey. It is a bit of a lonely type journey too. Like it's kind of the type of thing where really only you can do it. Of course you can have help along the way. And of course we would need help along the way, but it's like, you need to kind of discover certain things about yourself, and you need to kind of discover what it is that is your 9 of Cups. Like, what is your wish fulfillment? What are the things that are going to fill your cups, right? And this could be in regards to a relationship, because the Hermit card does talk about kind of an extended journey. This is something that you have been on or have been in the situation for an extended period of time. So this could be a long relationship. And again, relationship could be anything from, you could have been in a job for a long period of time. You could even be in a certain industry or in a certain career for an extended period of time. Of course, it could be a romantic relationship that you have been in for an extended period of time. And even extended period of time can be anything, again, it's up to interpretation. I'm not necessarily talking about like it has to be like 20 years. It could be 6 months or a year, whatever is considered to be kind of a longer relationship for you. But it is interesting. You could even be trying to like kind of manifest or trying to manifest a divine partnership, or just, kind of the type of relationship that maybe you haven't experienced yet, but want to. And also, like really kind of being logical about it. I don't know why that just got dropped into my head. We have the 3 of Cups here, and the 3 of Cups talks about celebration. There are, more than one person involved when it comes to the 3 of Cups. And I will say, like if this is relationship wise, with this row here, it's interesting because This could be a third party type situation, because we go from the Three of Cups the Three of Cups to the Ten of Pentacles, which is very much about family, as you can see. And we'll talk about it more, but then it goes to the Two of Cups. So there's this dissension here. So it's kind of like, one person is being taken out here. And it's, kind of the two parties that are left. So I do want to kind of bring that to awareness. But so the Three of Cups talks about, again, like celebrating with other people. It is generally a good card. It doesn't always mean third party. I was just, because of, this row and the cards that are here. But there is this level of, kind of success, like people coming together, and it's like, you're all almost kind of celebrating each other. Like no one person is kind of put up on a pedestal, right? Like everybody is equally acknowledged here. I mean, this could even be that, and again, relationship can be anything from business partnership to romantic to friendship. I mean, there could be three people involved, or there could be more than three. I'm just saying three because we're talking about the Three of Cups, but, and there could be a situation where maybe one person, or even you, is trying to kind of branch out and maybe do something on your own. The Ten of Pentacles, again, it does talk about family. The tens always are going to talk about, well, the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups anyway, are going to talk about family and community. Because, the Pentacles, it's earth energy, so Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but it talks about money and income, how we're acquiring resources and materials. How are we spending our time? How are the people around us spending their time? It's also about, having enough for yourself and for other people. And that would be by the way of, kind of being financially secure, where your needs are met, but so are the people around you. So again, this could be a relationship. This could be business, partnership. And then the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups sometimes is, kind of considered the equivalent to the Lover's card, because of course there's generally two people depicted on it. It's generally depicted as being a bit more romantic. But what it comes down to, and again, this is for me and how I read the energy of the cards. We start at the Ace of Cups, right? And that's where, the cup is overflowing. Like you have more than you quote unquote need, as far as like emotions go. Like you feel like your needs are met. You feel like you have an abundance of energy to share with other people. And you do. So then we move on to the Two, and you share your cup with somebody else. But also, this person shares their cup with you. So there's this reciprocal energy going on here. Like it's not a 90-10 type situation. It's more of a 50-50. What you're getting or what you're giving, you're getting back. Because the other person also has an Ace of Cups, and they also have the ability and the energy and the fulfillment within themselves to be able to share that with you. So, this could unfortunately be a third party situation. There could, again, be a business type relationship or something that has to do with work. It could even have to do with home or family, and whatever family is for you, where maybe somebody is exiting out of the plan. Like maybe, and again, it could be you. Like maybe your idea of what is your Nine of Cups and what is your wish fulfillment has changed. And maybe it's something that you've been ruminating on for a period of time. So maybe, you know, you have found somebody else that you can partner with, and they're more in alignment with, you know, kind of the direction that you see yourself going in. Because, you know, I mean, this is technically a completely different person than anybody that's depicted on this card, right? This could also be something that you are hoping for. Like you are maybe hoping that you know, kind of this, whatever the third party thing is, like if it is a partnership business wise, if it is a third party situation in a romantic relationship, or even if it's just friendships, right? And again, you know, if there's multiple people involved, like maybe you're just kind of like, we're no longer jiving with this anymore. And not that that's a bad thing, right? Of course, but and then we have the Star card, and that does talk about wish fulfillment. I mean, it is literally, you know, kind of resting on faith. It's hope, it's prayer, it's manifestation. I always see the Star card as being, you know, that space between the physical 3D world and the ethers, or it could be God if you relate to a higher power, or, you know, source or divine or spirit, you know, if you connect to a higher power, it could be your higher self. But it is that space between the two, right? Like the 3D and say the 5D, where our prayers go and our manifestations happen, because we need kind of the energies of both to come together in order for something to kind of manifest into our like existence, right? And then we have the Page of Wands. And it's interesting because, you know, like the Wands energy doesn't show up until the end. So, I mean, you're definitely, you know, like you're in your feels. You are at the beginning of the month, right? And then you kind of start transitioning into like, you know, what's going on with my stability and my yeah, I mean, like my stability and my foundation within this structure, right? Like within my friend group, within my family, within my business, right? And then down here, we have Wands, which is fire, right? And Wands talk about action, communication. It does talk about also, you know, like manifesting, because you're starting to kind of put in the work and kind of move towards something. So the Page of Wands, and the pages are, I consider the pages to be like apprentices, or, you know, kind of, you know, that energy of like when you start something new, you're, you know, just kind of the anticipation and maybe a little bit of anxiety about being the new person and having to kind of learn something new. But the Page of Wands is also very kind of playful. There's this kind of fun outlook on it. And I see this Page of Wands as, I mean, they picked a wand for one thing. They narrowed it down to this one wand. Maybe they did, you know, kind of bring a little bit of baggage with them. But it's, you know, we have this cat over here that's kind of like, hey, let's try this trail over here instead of continuing, instead of continuing forward. Let's go see what's over here. So it's, you know, kind of having that curiosity and kind of open-mindedness to maybe try something new. And then we have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands talks about kind of choosing a direction. You could be deciding to go in a different direction. You could be deciding to leave the situation. But, you know, I mean, the Three of Wands also talks about your ships coming in. So, you know, I mean, again, it's just going to kind of depend on what your situation is. There could be information coming into you Or you could be deciding that, you know, the information that you have is enough to make a decision to kind of start heading in a different direction. And different doesn't even have to be like a 180 by any means. It's just almost kind of like a change in perspective. And then we have the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And the Seven of Wands talks about being a bit like kind of defensive, really kind of having to stand your ground and almost, you know, kind of having to defend your position a bit. Like I see all of these wands down here as you can see these hands, right? I see all of that as being like other people's opinions, other people's fears, other people's doubts, like people just kind of projecting their shit onto you. That's how I see, you know, the Seven of Wands. And, you know, and then there's that figure that's standing there like I didn't even, first of all, I didn't even ask you what your opinion or advice was. But also, you know, like I very much know what I'm doing and I'm very comfortable with the direction that I'm heading in. But yeah, I mean, there is definitely kind of this, you know, like sticking putting your foot down. I was going to say sticking your heel in the ground. I don't know if that's about the same thing. So we'll kind of go down the columns here and then we'll wrap it up. So the Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Star card. This could even be something that, again, like you have been kind of trying to manifest and really kind of hold in or hold on to in your mind's eye. This is also the card of Aquarius. So they could be involved somehow. Who is the Lovers? Sorry, I don't know if you just heard my stomach growl. Gemini is the Lovers. And the Hermit is Virgo, I believe. Yeah. So that could have some significance, doesn't have to. But because, you know, like this wish fulfillment, this, you know, feeling good about yourself. And then, you know, almost kind of like it's also maybe expressing yourself a certain way, like expressing yourself authentically, like really kind of showing up as you are. And this could even just be something that you have been, you know, kind of working on, healing, and, you know, almost this like this self-discovery thing that this is feeling like. And, you know, people could be reacting to that where they're like, hell yeah, I'm celebrating you for showing up exactly how you are, because we know how long you've been, you know, like kind of holding on to this vision. That's so interesting, because that almost feels like, this feels like almost a completely different story than the one that we were just kind of talking about throughout this whole thing. That's so interesting, because that hasn't happened in any other reading that I've done. That's just so interesting. I mean, we'll just kind of see how it goes. This could even just be, you know, like this could even be like going by the columns, like this is what is possible. Like this is kind of like right behind the curtain type of feeling. Interesting. So then the Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Wands. I mean, the Lovers would build the Ten of Pentacles, right? I mean, like the Lovers would be kind of an expression of these two, or this couple here, you know, and it is a depiction of the masculine and feminine. Like I said, right? Like, you know, the Lovers card does talk about understanding this balance thing that needs to happen between the masculine and the feminine. Like you need the masculine initiation and blood, sweat, and tears, but you also need the feminine being in the flow and intuition and nurturing aspect, right? And again, I mean, this could be a business. It could be a relationship. It could be, so again, I have to keep repeating. It depends on your situation. Because, you could meet somebody who is going to, together, you guys are going to kind of build a legacy, and you're going to, kind of start the family thing. And maybe you're going to start a business that is going to flourish, or maybe you have already. And this would be it would be kind of a new creative type of venture that you both would be very excited about. But also, interestingly enough, right? I mean, there's multiple people on these cards. There's one person on, so, one person in this situation could be wanting to go left instead of continuing to go straight. And then the Hermit, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands. I find it interesting how these characters, like, they have the same stance, except it's like opposite, right? Like, they're like facing each other, but they're both kind of standing in the same posture, right? That's just so interesting. So again, I mean, there might just be kind of this conflict about, maybe we should head in this direction, and somebody else is like, no, I think we should, I think we should try this direction. And, the Three of Wands, like, almost, you can kind of see that there's like a little bit of a swirl here, maybe, hopefully. But there's a bigger swirl coming out of this wand here. So, somebody could be really kind of imposing their opinion. But with the Hermit, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands, again, I mean, the Hermit talks about kind of being a lone wolf. Maybe you're even deciding if you want to continue in the partnership, if you want to, like, if it would be beneficial to continue in the relationship, or if you want to dissolve the relationship, whatever, romantic or platonic or business-wise. Because the Hermit would be, and when you're in the Hermit mode, this would be like weighing the pros and cons. And this is definitely very much something that you do on your own. Like, you're not really asking for outside opinions on this. You are figuring out, like, is this what I do actually really want? Or do I want to head in this new direction? Do I want to try something out there like that? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna age myself probably, but that Reba song, is there life out there? Right? Like, that's this feeling that I get from this card. Like, is there something else I could try? Like, is there something I want to explore? And then even with the Seven of Wands, like, if you do kind of decide to maybe step out of this situation, again, it's this kind of having to defend your position and defending why you made that decision. There might even still be like some hope for this connection. Like, you or somebody else, like, might just kind of be hoping that somebody is going to come around and just kind of see it the way that you are. And it's just kind of interesting even that the cards where there are more than one person is in this triangle here. Speaking of, kind of a third party, like, so there just kind of seems to be like some sort of triangle type situation where, again, there's more than two people, or more than one at least person involved. And that's what makes it kind of tricky too, right? Because not only, it's not anymore where, you just kind of have yourself to deal with and your own opinions and your own ambitions and what your vision is, right? Like there's other people that have their own visions and ambitions and things too, right? So it's a matter of, can we come together in our visions and ambitions? Or is it a matter of we both need to try our own things out? Because, this person is on land, right? And there's this path that opened up here on the left, right? She's on a cliff and there's water here. So, I mean, this could even be in two different locations, even like somebody might even be moving. That could be this Three of Wands. Interesting. I am going to leave it there. And I thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Leo. And of course, please, if you haven't already, I would love if you subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.